Mumbo for Mayor t-shirts are now available. Link is down in the description if you want to grab one for yourself. And remember, it has to be worn with jeans up to your nipples. That's a requirement. Like this. I think we can all agree that this looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, sure, the for Mayor bit is kind of missing, so it looks like I'm just wearing a t-shirt that just says Mumbo, but still, I think I look cool, and that's the most important thing. Anyway, we're over here at the Geometrical Mayhem, which is my base. I mean, this is just looking like pure chaos, but like organised chaos, good chaos, but total chaos. I'm really, really liking the way that this place is coming together, and I can't wait to actually build things up to peak heights. But, yeah. I mean, I've got some business to attend to. We need to meet up with Grumbot. Hopefully the advice that he gives today isn't quite so vague.
It's a nice t-shirt, Mumbo.
Why, thank you. Do you like how I had to maintain the height of the trousers?
You look like the worst superhero.
That's what I thought as well. You know what's funny, though, is that it is a little bit embarrassing because I look like I've just got a t-shirt with my name on it. It just says Mumbo.
It just says Mumbo. Like, hello, my name is Mumbo.
Exactly, yeah. So, you know, that's a little bit embarrassing. It's also, you know, now that you're here,
Yep.
I mean, my diamond pile is a tiny bit embarrassing as well.
You know, yeah, Grumbot asked for budget. I was like, oh, you know, this is a decent amount.
Yep.
What's that?
I mean,
What's that?
It's a stack of...
Five?
Seven?
That's not a stack.
It's seven. It's
no,
a
you just said
seven.
a stack. You just said, there's a stack of diamonds.
That's a stack of diamonds right there, dude.
I still don't know what he wants these diamonds for,
No.
which is kind of why we're here. What does he want now? We're both wearing our Mumbo for Mayor t-shirts.
Yeah,
and
looking good.
Yeah, I mean, shameless plug, link is in the description for those if you want one. I can't even see yours because we
should also sell a crop top, and it just says Mumbo. And it's just been cut off from them.
Just the Mumbo. Tell us what to do.
Tell us what to do. Okay, that seems like a good
just
move.
tell us what to do. It's not even a question. Just tell us what to do.
It's a command. We are now commanding Grumbot.
Just tell us what to do.
Okay.
Right. Let's prime him up. Prime Grumbot. Bootload the brain. Flood those mayoral reservoirs.
Yep.
And go. What does he want?
Okay. I'm nervous. Why am I nervous?
There we go.
Okay.
Oh, what does he want? What is he saying?
He's saying...
Processing. Oh, that was fast.
Whoa. Wait, hang on. Wait, he actually... he's formulated a long-form answer.
I guess... Yeah, I mean, the paper just says processing, and that's it. Right, what does he say?
So he was just kind of working things out. Okay.
Read out in Grumbot's voice as well. I want you to do an impression of Grumbot.
Oh my goodness, what would Grumbot sound like?
Beepy boopy.
Yeah. It's just all binary. You know what? I'm going to give this to you. You know, what voice would you give him?
Oh, no. Now he put me on the spot.
I know, it's scary, isn't it?
Instructions for my creators.
Why does he sound so dark? Why does he sound so scary? He's like the Terminator.
It's because he types in capital letters.
He does do that.
That's
Okay,
why.
fine. Keep that going.
Creator 1, build a Grumbot shop. Creator 2, build a Minecraft film studio. Well, I guess we need to decide who's Creator 1 and who's Creator 2 now.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I think I'd like to take the task of building a film studio. That sounds like
I'll do the
fun.
shop.
Okay.
I'll do the shop. Okay, I don't know what is a Grumbot shop?
I don't know. What's the purpose? Why do I need to build a film studio?
What's the reasoning behind this? We didn't even pause for a second to question what any of this means.
All right, can you elaborate? So we need to prime, we need to bootload, we need to flood.
Forgot about the cut out mustache on the back of your head.
Dude, that has been the centerpiece of all my thumbnails recently. It's like the main thing that people can see. Anyway, let's shoot this thing through. Right, so hopefully he elaborates because...
Yes. What? Grumbot, elaborate. Explain yourself.
Oh, well, he's emotionless again.
Not really.
That's so passive. Oh, he's given 2. He's given 2. What? Mumbo for Mayor. Oh, for goodness sake. Why did we build this? Well, as always, that was pretty vague, and I guess we'll start work on that film studio soon, but first off, I just want to pop over to the industrial district because I want to start work on the next big farm. So you see, we've got the sugarcane farm here. That's all good. That gives us an enormous supply of paper. Basically, an endless supply of paper, to be honest with you. But there's not much we can do with that. Just paper on its own isn't really that useful. So we need to build up a gunpowder farm. But I would quite like supplies of bones and string as well, because they're things that I always seem to run out of and have to buy in the shopping district. So we're going to build up a regular mob farm, but of course it's going to be absolutely enormous. So this design right here is the design that I'm going to be using. It's a design by Nembomb. I'll put a link to his video down in the description, and essentially it's like a flushing system where we have water that flushes out in the middle, it pushes all of the mobs off, and they're all going to fall to their deaths. Now, one thing I will say is that we're not just going to have one module, I think we're going to have 4. And I'm going to do something that might annoy a few of the technical Minecraft players who are watching this, but I'm probably going to build it quite high up in the sky. You see, I want to build it above my storage system, and I know that that reduces the efficiency of the farm. But with that being said, I mean, this is a farm that's big enough to produce probably everything that I need within 1 or 2 AFK sessions, so I'm not stressing too much. Plus, let's be honest, there's something so cool about a farm that's just up in the sky, looking incredibly menacing. What are you doing here? Get out! Leave! Even the redstone shops don't want to craft dispensers, and I don't blame them. There's nowhere on the server that I can get dispensers, and I don't have any string, so I can't make the bows and arrows to make the dispensers, so I can't make my mob farm so I can get string so I can make dispensers. I mean, it's a never-ending cycle. Thankfully, I have now managed to sort it, and I probably have more dispensers than I'll ever have in Hermitcraft Season 7. Now I'm just trying to work out where the diamond segments of this mob farm are going to go. You see, I could build it with the diamonds like this, right, in like almost like a cross formation, or I could put them next to one another in a square formation, or I could create a diamond by almost tessellating the diamond shapes. I mean, honestly, I don't know what to do. This is all a little bit much for my little brain. I am literally just making a mess up here. Like, this is me trying to work out where the platforms are going to go, and it's just not going anywhere meaningful. After a lot of confusion, I think I've got myself a very, very rough template. So these are the water flowing systems that are going to push all of the items into the middle of the platforms. Don't worry, this will make sense soon, but I just had to work out where the borders were going to go. So those are all in place. Now I've got to replace all of this with glass and then get the water in. I'm starting to think that things are looking more confusing now that I've got the glass in place. It's really difficult to tell what's going on, but I think I'm heading in the right direction. What I will say is this is already looking cool. Imagine the killing chambers down there, and then the water collection systems all dropping into the middle. It is going to look pretty good. And now the bottom section is all done and dusted, so I can remove my little scaffolding blocks that I've placed in through here. And I have to say, I just can't wait to see this thing fully constructed now. Like, the shape of it should actually look really, really cool in the middle there, and yes, it does. This place looks so industrial and so kind of, it's just so farmy, isn't it? Like the glass and then the stone slabs, it just looks like Minecraft farms, and I love it. I can't wait to add more decoration into this thing, but I'm also quite liking the non-decorated parts too. Right, so I guess next stage is to actually build up the mob farms themselves. So these are these kind of diagonal square things. I know a lot of people say that I should refer to them as diamonds, but when I refer to them as diamonds, people complain down in the comment section too, so I'm going to refer to it as a diagonal square. Okay, and we need to build the diagonal squares going upwards. And you know what? Having built the smallest slice of this, I think this will work best in the form of a third-person time-lapse, so let's get to it. And unfortunately, no chirp today. We're not getting psychedelic. I'm saving that purely for mining montages. Instead, you're going to get boring old me talking to you in the form of a time-lapse chat, and in this one, I want to talk to you about my quarter-life crisis. I'm having a full-blown quarter-life crisis. I mean, first off, I got my BMX, as you know, and I've been running my BMX a lot. I've got grazed knees, I've got grazed elbows, I've been falling off a lot. You know, I still think I've got what I had when I was 14 years of age. I probably weighed half as much as I did, and I wasn't scared of anything when I was 14. Now I'm so terrified. I ride up to a quarter pipe and I'm like, ugh! I get all freaked out. I panic and I fall off because I panic. You know, I don't commit to things and I just fall off. So that's the thing that I'm learning. And then also, you know, I've picked up hiking too. Very mild hiking at the minute, but with a plan to hike further and do crazier hikes. You know, I don't know what's going on with me. I keep taking up new hobbies that could lead to grave injuries. So I'll keep you updated, or maybe I won't. If the injuries are too grave, maybe maybe I won't. If you stop hearing from me, you know what happened. I think we can all agree that was a pretty solid time lapse. It is now the next morning, but I'm admiring this from down at the bottom here. This looks super, super cool. I love how everything is expanding upwards, and I know I say this every single time I come to the industrial district and I build something. But I can't wait to see this thing when it's done, when we've got strips of farms and all the farms down here and the farms up at the top here and items flowing through it. it's going to work beautifully. I've just watched back that clip and I sound exhausted. What's going on? I'm not that tired, but I sound like I've had like 2 hours sleep. I'm a little bit scared. I'm going to be quite honest. I think someone should be selling magma in the shopping district so I don't have to do this. That was a close one. That was a close one. These collection systems are starting to look really, really good. The only thing that I am wondering is, am I going to have to put glass partitions all the way up to the top here? Or can I rely on all the mobs just falling into the water? I mean, ideally, I would like to not have to separate them, because I think it looks really cool like this, but I do understand that that might be impossible. This is getting better and better by the minute, though. I mean, let's be honest, this is starting to look cooler and cooler by the minute. And now with all 4 of the mob collection systems in place, all we have to do is build up the roof, we have to do the redstone timings, and a little bit of item collection, so we're pretty much on the home straight. But before we do that, I think I need to fulfill Grumbot's task. I need to build up a film studio. I don't know why I need to build up a film studio, but a film studio needs to be constructed. I swear there was one point where I had loads and loads of grey concrete in here. And now it doesn't seem to be there, and I know that if I create a bunch of grey concrete, as soon as I've created it, I'm going to find all of it. And I'm going to hate myself. I'm preparing for that moment. I'm preparing for it. I gathered the sand, I gathered the gravel, I gathered all of the white dye and the black dye, combined it all into the grey concrete powder. I'm now converting the concrete powder. I know when I finish this, I'm going to find stacks upon stacks of pre-made grey concrete. Ren seems to be at the polling stations, okay? I can't help but notice that he seems to be looking very intently at the Get Gorgeous mayoral campaign poster and not very intently at my Mumbo for Mayor one. I'm keeping an eye on you, Ren. I can't believe it. I can't believe what I'm witnessing. I can't believe what I'm witnessing. He supported stress right in front of my eyes. Well, hopefully with Grumbot's advice of building up a film studio, we can win Ren back. Have you ever tried to say the words win Ren back? Win Ren back is a very difficult set of things to say. Oh gosh, I'm gonna die. Right, this is my very rough idea for a film studio currently. I'm kind of basing it on the things that they have at like Pinewood Studios and stuff like that. It's essentially a big sound stage. And as you can see, it looks very industrial, pretty blocky, and I'm building it just off the edge of Grumbot here, so I guess we need to run pathways to and from it. And oh my goodness, I've built it floating out in the ocean. I've just realised. I mean, I guess I could build it downwards, or we could build... We might have to build like a raft around it, like a big rubber dinghy. We can have the world's first ever floating soundstage. Would you say this is the best rubber dinghy colour? And actually, can I just get concrete powder? Or is that not up for sale? It doesn't look like that's up for sale. Alright. So I've just started placing in the blocks, and this has ended up looking far cooler than I expected. This is just the idea of a floating film studio is brilliant. I think all builds surrounding Grumbot should be in various inflatables. Like, we start things off with a rubber dinghy, and then we have something on a lilo, then we have something on one of those inflatable swans, one in an inflatable donut. Honestly, this is just one of those ideas that comes from a problem that actually works out being better than if the problem hadn't existed. And you know what? Speaking seriously here, I think that's the beautiful thing about Minecraft. It throws problems at you, it forces you to think things through and create solutions, and then dinghies happen, okay? Like, that's the great thing about Minecraft, that problems, solutions, rubber dinghies. You know, I've been reading through the comments and people have been telling me to look closely at my villager heads, at my villager trading district, and I thought they were talking about these villagers, right? But then I realised that obviously I'm surrounded by villagers, so I started looking, everything looks in order, everything looks in order. Oops, what on earth is this? Grian has transformed. He has transformed one of my villager heads. I have a green head in my villager district. When did he do this? And why did he do this? I mean, I suppose I shouldn't be asking why. I mean, we all know why. It's just Grian. It's Grian doing Grian things. Anyway, back over at our floating film studio. Our rubber dinghy is now all completed, so I'm just working on placing the roof on this thing, which is going to be suitably industrial looking. Just a whole bunch of stone slabs, basically. But I'm going to be honest, that didn't look great, so I'm going to start throwing some stone bricks into the mix. I actually think I was going to just cover the whole thing in stone bricks, but it might be worth having like these lines of stone bricks. That feels industrial. Nearly there. And there we go. Okay, we've got ourselves a roof. And now this thing, that is looking perfect. So there is our little offshore film studio. I guess now I have to work on the inside. I tell you what, this little super smelter right here has been working incredibly hard over the past couple days. I don't know why, I just don't seem to have stone supplies, so I have to keep smelting up cobblestone to get smooth stone. And then, obviously, to get the smooth stone, the smoother stone, I have to then smelt the smooth stone. Oh my goodness, I'm losing track of what I'm saying. I've just realised I refer to this as smooth stone. I refer to this stuff as smooth stone. Cobblestone is cobblestone, then we've got smooth stone, then I guess this is smoother stone. So you have to smelt the cobblestone to get the smooth stone, then we have to smelt the smooth stone to get the smoother stone, then I have to convert that into slabs. So here is the inside of our film studio, and I do feel like it's worth mentioning that in a real life film studio there is no way that you would have a massive yellow band going around the outside because the light would bounce off of it, it would create horrible yellow casts on the set, and it would ruin all the skin tones of the actors and everything like that. It would be a nightmare. But this is Minecraft, okay, we can lose a little bit of realism. Now it's time to start chucking in some of the things that we were going to have in our film studio. So, I mean, I guess we should probably have some lighting rigs up at the top, a whole bunch of space lights up there. So that should be thing number one. But then we actually need to create like a stage. I mean, I don't know what Grumbot wants, to be honest with you. I don't know if I'm being stupid here, but this place is called Discount Concrete, right? I want to buy some green concrete. How do you open the chests on a llama? I just keep jumping on him, and now I'm stuck. Oh no, I'm stuck in here with the llama. Oh, I see. So I actually have to ride the llama, and then I can access the lime concrete. Okay, well that is... I've got myself a bargain there, and this is way more fun. How is it that I'm a professional Minecraft player, yet I seem to know so little about actually playing Minecraft? Things are coming together in here. We've got our space lights up, so that's giving us a nice even exposure all the way across our stage. I'm taking this a little bit too seriously. I've got the green screen in place. Now I think it's time to actually start building up some like camera systems and things. And I came up with this idea that we should totally have like a dolly track going across this area. In fact, actually, the dolly can go probably around about here, because it has to be quite a big system. This guy's just spawned in, and I'm wondering, do you reckon he would make a good camera? Like, that kind of looks like that sort of looks like a cinema camera if you really squint. As long as you don't look at the... As long as you don't look at the front, that's probably the most camera-y thing I can create, because for those you don't know, most cinema cameras are made by a company called Arri. It's an Arri Alexa Mini, and they are a kind of dark bluey colour. I've always wanted to own an Arri Alexa Mini. I think they're... Honestly, I dream of them at night, and now I've got one, and all I had to do was kill a wandering villager. I've added a few more details into this place. We've got a techno crane, we've got a few monitors and things off to one side, and we have a few C-stands just prepped up or propped up against the wall. I would say, as far as film studios go, I mean, this one has a lot of bases covered. So, I think it's safe to say that we have completed Grumbot's task. We have built up a film studio. Hopefully, he feels satisfied. I think this might be the only film studio ever constructed in a rubber dinghy. So, I'd say we've got that covered. But yeah, I'm feeling really, really good about this thing. So, let's run back over to the industrial district and continue work on the gigantic farm that we're building. I know I sound like a broken record here, but do you remember the days when buckets didn't stack? Also, what is this? Why does this keep happening to me? Right, let's see if the system works. I've placed all of the buckets into all of our dispensers throughout the entire farm, so I'm hoping that when I update this observer, which I'm going to have to do slightly intelligently, we should get water dispensed throughout the whole system. Okay, that's good. We've got water, we've got water, we've got water. We have got water all the way through. Okay, so we've basically switched off the farm there. So that means that nothing can spawn in it. So this is quite an important state for our farm to be in, because this is going to be its default. And then I'm going to create a system that means that only when I'm AFKing at this system will the water dispensers actually switch on and start flushing out the mobs. And that will hopefully help the lag situation on the server. Yep, all 4 of the farms appear to be working, which is absolutely brilliant news. So that means the actual system is functional. Our mob farms do work. Now it's time for me to work out the redstone timings and things for them. Oh, I've just realised I've placed the repeaters in the wrong place. There's tons of repeaters here, so I had to go out and gather all of those. And I've placed them in the total opposite direction. I feel like it would be smart to actually run all of the repeaters and the redstone clocks into the middle, so it'll be really easy to centralise the control system. Look at me being all intelligent and thinking ahead. That's new for me. Right, once again, I feel like I should do some testing here, so let's see. Okay, so this is the time that the mobs will be spawning. Goodness gracious, it is not a fast system, is it? But I suppose we do have to give plenty of time for the mobs to spawn and things. Okay, Cool, so that's the flushing system done. And now the flushing system should be done for all 4 of the modules. So if I flick this lever here, we should see each one of these will retract their water at the exact same time, which it has. And then we should see that the water will flow back out. And I want to see what this looks like from outside, because I imagine it will probably look quite cool. There it is. Yes. Now imagine this is all dark and mobs are just cascading out of it. I think we can all agree that that's going to be pretty satisfying. I look forward to getting the roof in place. I look forward to getting the item transportation systems and all that complexity in place as well, because we've got a large volume of items and also a large variety of items to deal with. So that's going to be an interesting redstone problem to work out. And I think I'm going to leave that for another day. I do hope that you enjoyed this episode on the Hermitcraft server. It's been a ton of fun, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya. Also, Mumbo for Mayor.
Ooh, yeah, doing a test. Round 2. Yeah, test electric boogaloo. Test, more testing. Boom, 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 boom.
You can't hijack my outro screens like this. You know how this works. I have to do these.
Bye, everyone!